Welcome back to Warrington Basketball. Before we get on with the video, please make sure you have subscribed and hit the like button on the video. Today's episode is going to be a bit of a different episode in terms of we're speaking to two players that are currently in the process of going overseas to America. We are joined by Adam McGrath and Ellis Evans. How are you, gents? You all right?
I'm doing good, thank you.
Good to have you on. Between the two of them, they've got over 14 years worth of Warrington Basketball experience. You've been about for a long time, so they know the scene. We'll get going. So all we want to know really is sort of from the player's point of view, how you come about sort of with the opportunity of going over to America. I know you are both going over to Presentation College in South Dakota. Adam, we'll start with you, mate. Go ahead. How did it all come about?
Well, in my first year at Carmel, obviously Sean Gates went over to America, and that sort of like opened my eyes. Obviously, Sean was a lot better than me at the time, and he probably would argue that he still is now. Probably is. But just seeing Sean go, Nathan went the year before, and just seeing all these people come from Carmel. I think Chris had an opportunity too, not quite sure about that. But just seeing all those people go from Carmel sort of like opened my eye to the fact that it could be a possibility.
Yeah.
And then, so I was trying to work towards that throughout my second year. And then at the end of my second year, I realised me and Dom had a chat, and it was like, obviously, we both wanted me to go, but I wasn't quite good enough then.
Okay.
So I stayed for another year doing a foundation course through Liverpool Hope, and moved to the point guard. Obviously then Stevie had gone to Italy, so I was more or less playing on the ball all the time, so that really like helped my development and helped me move into the position that I'd have to play in America, because I won't really be playing any as a big or anything. I'd have to be on the ball. That's like the best position to utilise my skill set, I suppose. Mm-hmm. So then after the third year, we had a good season, a decent season, lost in the playoffs in the first round to a very good team. But then that's when like the recruitment process really started emailing a few schools. And then Don must have spoken to Coach Tyrrell, head coach, and he put me in contact with him. Had a WhatsApp call for about half an hour, really talked about like the school academically and athletically, basketball wise, and it seemed to be a good fit for both academic and basketball development. So that's how it really came about. Yeah.
Ellis, how about you?
For me, it all kicked off at Ball Hall when I first met Dom, and he was really interested and really wanted me to go. But I ended up, I was a bit like mixed up with where I wanted to go. But eventually I did choose Carmel because I did know that the Dom has got players which like overseas in the past, obviously like Sean and big players like that. So, because I'm a year below Adam, so everything was going on. So I was playing the first year. I wasn't very good my first year. I was just a really big, tall player. But I still got a few offers coming in my first year. But they weren't like really where I wanted to go, because I did have like quite big expectations for myself. But I just kept playing. I never like committed. I didn't really want to commit too early, just in case something did pop up. And then the second year came out, and that was easily my best season that I had. I know we still lost first game in the playoffs, but I feel like I did develop a lot, and I did get a lot of offers towards the end of that second year. But I feel like when I got the offer from Coach Tyrrell at Presentation College, that felt more like a perfect fit to me and my development, because I didn't want to take too big of a step, but it's still a really big step for me. So I feel like that's probably the best place for me, obviously academically as well. So I spoke to a lot of the players, and that they're really interested in going. So that's when I made that commitment post. But I'm more like really looking forward to what's going to happen next year. So I don't know. We have big expectations next year. I mean, it's a very, very, very good team that we're going to, but it's a very tough league as well. But obviously, you know, me and Adam are going to go down there. We have obviously that chemistry as well. We talked about that the other day. So yeah, no, we're really looking forward to it. I feel like best place for me, and then obviously after that, there'll be a lot more options. But right now, I feel like obviously for both me and Adam as well, I think that's the best place for us right now.
Yeah, I suppose it helps that you both know each other as well. So going out there at least together, it's not like a complete shock to the system. So at least you can sort of lean on each other. Adam, tell us a bit about what you're expecting. So your first season, what are your sort of plans and goals really?
Well, for my first season, I don't think I'm going to be like heavily in the rotation. I think I'll be towards the bottom end. So what my goals is for the first year over there is sort of just like establish myself as a player, get like stronger, faster, more just like physically ready to play over there, and then hopefully that can like build a foundation to then develop into a key player throughout the future. Yeah.
Ellis, how about yourself?
For me, I want to look into starting centre, because I know there's a lot of players, a lot of tall players as well. There's a guy from Australia and other different players, but I'm looking forward to start next year. But if I would say, I mean, obviously as Adam said, like we're always going to be in the gym. We're always been working on our body and stuff, getting bigger, getting more like explosive. Especially for me, I want to be more explosive. So I feel like I'm going to go in just working hard, getting where I want to be, and hopefully by like the end of it, we can win the championship, or we can win a lot of games, build a really good chemistry, and then we just develop from there.
What's your height now, Ellis?
I'm 6'10", coming to 6'11" now, I think.
Yeah. What's your weight?
So I'm about 210. I've
Right.
gained quite a bit of weight. Obviously muscle, not fat, but I want to be about 230, so I've got quite a lot to go.
Yeah.
But I feel like the program that they have at presentation is a very good program. So I feel like I could definitely reach some goals in the next 4 years.
Do you know what your training schedules are like already, or do you just find out when you get there?
Yeah, we got given more or less like a little summer program that we're going to do. Obviously, Adam has it as well. Yeah. It's like a link, there's a whole like page of stuff that we want to do. Most of it's like weight work, but he also gave us a body weight program. Yeah. They give you everything that you need. It is very good. They have everything.
Yeah, there's like agility work and that, and speed work, plyometrics, just stuff for us to do every day over the summer before we get there.
Oh right, so back home. So at least you've got something to be working towards whilst you're in lockdown, I suppose. What are you likely? When are you likely to fly out, or is it still up in the air in terms of when? Obviously, everything that's going on.
Well, I think we're meant to get there around like between the 15th and the 20th of August, but obviously with everything that's going on, still not quite sure whether that's going to be. It could be delayed. Obviously, the US embassy is not open yet either, so about getting visas is a bit difficult. But you just gotta like roll with it and see how it goes.
Yeah. What are you going to be studying?
Sorry.
What are you going to be studying?
Yeah, I think we're both doing sport management. Is that right? Yeah.
Yeah.
Are you looking forward to it?
Yeah. Well, it's the same as what I was going to do if I came to uni over here. So really, it's perfect.
Yeah. So what's the plans in terms of accommodation and stuff like that? How's that all set up? Do you live with a family, or is it just in like student accommodation there?
It's like student accommodation on the campus. I think it's like there's a commons kitchen and living room, and then between 4 people, and then everyone gets their own bedroom.
Is there a lot of overseas students going over? What's the team going to be made up of? Is it majority American and then a handful of?
I think there's a handful 4 of us international. Yeah.
Right. There's like 4 of us.
Something like that.
Well, how what's Dom's input on it all? What's he said to you? What are you expecting?
Dom's happy for us both, to be honest. I mean, I think Dom knows that it is the best place for us right now. Mm-hmm. I don't think we were ready to go to like an NCAA school like yet, or So I feel like it was definitely good for us. It's going to be a big step up from Carmel. Obviously, like, Carmel's very good. Carmel was tough for us, but next year it is going to be tough. But obviously, like Adam said, that we're always going to be working. We're always going to be getting better, and then eventually we will, be big, like part of the big rotation there. So I think we're both looking forward to it because we both know we'll come out of it better. You know what I mean?
Oh, of course.
Yeah. And Dom really like emphasised throughout the process, like making sure he got the best place for us, making sure he found the best fit for us, and didn't really want to like sell us to somewhere, like sell somewhere to us that wasn't really going to be good for us, but it would like look good for him.
Yeah.
He was just really trying to find what was just best for us.
What would you say your long-term goals are then in basketball?
Personally, I wouldn't say I've got a specific long-term goal. I'm just trying to like keep playing, keep working hard, keep getting better, and just trying to see how far it can take me.
Yeah.
Rather than like a specific end goal, just keep working towards short-term goals and see where it ends up.
Yeah, nice. Ellis?
For me, throughout college, I want to be like a top player in college. Like, I want to be a kind of like a known player in college. There are a lot of goals, but I do just want to win the championship. That's what I focused on. You know, that's the main focus. But then after college, I want to play rather overseas, like professionally, maybe like Australia or Spain, and make a career out of it. I think that'd be really good for me. Yeah. I don't see myself doing much other than playing basketball. Like, it's always going to be involved with basketball. So if I can make a career out of it.
Yeah. What do you think for the younger guys that will be watching? That maybe obviously there'll be loads at Carmel that are just starting now, but even sort of the early high school year 7 and 8 leagues and stuff at the Warrington leagues, they're obviously going to be keen on this because I imagine this is a goal for a lot of them. What would be your advice? Obviously, I know you're not there yet, but this whole sort of process of you going from just sort of playing on a Friday night to now actually being on the brink of moving over to America, what would your advice be for those guys?
Just keep playing, to be honest. Just always work on yourself other than, you know, obviously it's a team game, but you know, when you get offers for scholarships, like you've got to be a good player as an individual, but then you've also got to like know the game, like you've got to have a good IQ. It just takes a lot of practice and a lot of learning. Just keep like watching different players. I'm not talking about the NBA. I'm talking about like actual like overseas players who have like a really good IQ for the game, and then just keep working on your body, trying to get as strong as you can. Just keep trying to develop as a player. Keep playing basketball outside. If you got a hoop outside, you know, stuff like that. Like you can get there. Like anyone can get there if you keep working for it.
Yeah, and I'd say that the best way to improve is to just play as much as possible. Like you'll improve more through playing than you will through anything else, and you just need to, like, if there's an extra scrimmage or an extra practice you can go to, just try and get yourself down if you can make it, because actually being there in the situation is going to be a lot better than just in a practice.
Yeah,
but actually there playing against full defense, it really helps.
Try and play up as well. Like what I mean by that is, like, if you get the opportunity to play, like say you're like an under 16 and you got offered to play, like you got like the chance to play against under 18s, or like as we do with the men's scrimmages, like do that. Like try and play against harder competition than your own age, because that will really develop you over time.
It's never going to be bad for you, unless you like to weigh out your depth. But if you're getting like offered to play in these, like if someone's asked you to go and play under 16s and you're under 14s, or someone's going to ask you to play under 18s, you're under 16s or whatever, there's a reason. So you're not going to be out of your depth.
Yeah, they wouldn't. No coach would ask you to play if you couldn't play. You know what I mean? Like, you might find it hard, because everyone find it hard. Like, we've never really found it easy, but you know, you can develop a lot from that. Like over time, it's going to take time, but as long as you like just trust the process and keep playing, then you'll get there.
A big one, I don't know whether or not you boys would agree, is developing all your skills as well. So especially you'll have seen it. Or to be fair, Adam, I know you've probably seen it as well, where because you've been big, you kind of lumped in it as centre or as a big guy. But obviously, if now you're moving over to the States, you're not as big. Do you know what I mean? Like that's kind of more common over in America. So
yeah, definitely. That's why I had to move to the point, because I'm in like under 16s, Cheshire Wire. Nothing against Cheshire Wire, obviously, but because I was one of the biggest players, I didn't play that much, but when I did play, I'd be like put in as a big. Yeah. Whereas like that's not really where my skill set is. So we're moving to Carmel, and then sort of played on the wing in my first year. But then Sean and Caleb, obviously two very good guards, were ahead of me, and now once they had gone, I sort of moved on the ball a lot more. Then Stevie had gone, and he was like a more natural point guard with a better handle. So, but then once he'd gone, obviously I was the main ball handler, which really helped my development.
For your studies wise, what did you have to reach a certain sort of level of, so you not A levels or BTECs or whatever it was you were doing? Did you have to be eligible on that side of things to go over to America, or is it literally if they just judge you purely off your basketball?
I think you need a 2.0 GPA in your GCSEs. So obviously when you go over there, I think Ellis is doing this process now. You have to put your GCSEs through an evaluation system.
Yeah.
And then they'll like convert it into an American GPA.
Yeah.
But it's like it's not very high that you have to
Right.
meet. But what I would say is try in your GCSEs, because I didn't really try that hard in my GCSEs, and part of my scholarship is academic, so I could have got a little bit more.
Yeah.
On that side, but
that's the same with me. Yeah, basically, because I didn't really focus a lot on my GCSEs, like as you said, like. But now I'm looking back on it, it's like it is so important because no one's guaranteed a scholarship. Like one of us could have got injured, like we could have got injured, never play basketball again. Then what are we gonna do? You know what I mean? So it is very important. But once you get that GPA and you can move over there, that's when it all kicks off for the American pathway, I guess.
It's exciting from the outside looking in with you boys. It does seem like a massive opportunity for us, for you. We'll catch up again, I reckon. So we'll do maybe a few more videos. So whilst you're out there, obviously we'll just keep doing updates and stuff like that. See how you're both getting on, and
sounds good.
Give a bit of a journey as it goes, so the guys that are watching can understand exactly how it feels. Obviously, to go out there, live out there, and then imagine you that hell week, that first week of training where they're going to be murdering you. You might have a few comments on that, but obviously, it'll be interesting to see how much you develop over the course of the school year, I suppose. So, but yeah, thank you very much for coming on, boys. Do appreciate it.
Thank you. Thanks for having us.